have way too many clothes I don't wear. So let's turn them into something I will. My name is Maya, and this is Upcycling 7 Looks in 1 week. No relation to Vogue. So for the first day, I wanted to start with something easy because I was gonna do it on my lunch break, which meant I'd only have 1 hour to get things done. In my pile of castaways, I had this crew neck that I got from my partner. Unfortunately, it was a bit small for him, and I wasn't really feeling it for myself, nor did I really need another gray sweater. I had the bright idea of turning it into a little shrug, and was pretty sure I could do it with just 1 seam. Lazy, I know, but worth it. And besides, I have 6 more items to do. I don't want to run out of steam right at the start. I tried it on, evaluated the excess fabric that was hanging down, and then turned it inside out and tried it on several different times to figure out where to pin the excess. I'm not entirely sure what I was trying to point out here, but basically, while trying it on, I marked where it would be sitting on the shoulder, then pinched it from there and let the fabric hang, creating a fold at where the shoulder would be. This showed me where the extra material that was hanging down was, which I then pinned, tried it on again until I was happy with it, and finally got to sewing. After quickly sewing it up, taking out the pins, and trimming the excess, I tried her on. Somehow miraculously, it fit on the first try and everything looked right. I was expecting to only finish this after work today, but on just my 1 hour lunch break, day 1 was already done. Well, super simple. I've been putting this project off for months, and this sweater has just been taking up space. It feels so daunting to get started on anything in the pile of things that need a little tweak, and I just end up forgetting that they exist at the back of my closet until the next closet clear out, at which time, of course, I convince myself that I am going to, in fact, fix them up and wear them. And the cycle repeats. So many thrift flips with potential just wasting away at the back of the closet. Well, not this week. If you're watching right now and thinking of your own pile of stuff that needs a tweak, take this as the motivation to do it with me. Maybe grab one of those things right now and finish it while watching this video. No matter how small a hole that needs to be darned or safety pin replaced by a seam, you're gonna feel so good when it's done. And if you like this little sweater shrug moment, go for it. It's such a useful upcycle for people who love to be comfy, but don't want to be wearing sweats all the time. It's me. I'm people. With how swimmingly yesterday went, I'm finally feeling ready to tackle a project that I've been putting off for weeks. Tailoring these shorts. As you can clearly see, they don't fit me very well. So these actually used to be pants, but they shrunk in length in the wash, so I cut them off into shorts. But the waistband was way too tight and made them way too high-waisted, so I removed the elastic. Only to find out that without the elastic, they're now way too big for me. Since I'm finally forcing myself to work on them, I might as well make them what I want, aka low-waisted micro mini shorts. I like the idea of a distinct waistband, so I'm rolling and pinning them at an appropriate height. The plan is to run a seam along the bottom edge of the new waistband to secure it, and I'm considering adding a second one along the top edge as well. After pinning in place, I start sewing it up with a straight stitch on very loose tension, making sure to stretch as I go. After sewing down the new waistband, it's time to address the actual width of the shorts. Probably I should have addressed the width first, but then I wouldn't have been able to roll down the shorts without having a visible seam. So instead, I didn't finish the waistband at the side seams, so I can remove the excess created by the rolled waistband and prevent super chunky seams on the hips. Then I'm sewing up the side seams, only to run out of thread in my bobbins, so quick rethreading of the bobbin time. Final seam, don't forget to backstitch, quick trim, and then try on. Just kidding, I almost forgot that I need to go over the seams with a zigzag to really make sure that they're nice and well protected. Because it's a knit fabric, it can run really easily if you don't finish your seams really well. As I'm testing them out, I think it's worth adding that extra seam along the top edge of the waistband because I just feel like that symmetry will make it feel more intentional. Back to the sewing machine, and after quickly adding that, we're all done. These shorts have been burning a hole in my needs to be tailored basket for ages, and whenever I did decide to try and wear them for an outfit, I would end up rolling them, safety pinning them, and stabbing myself periodically throughout the wear. It felt like dealing with all those little issues of the tailoring would be so much work, but really only took about an hour and a half, and this is really giving me the motivation to finish more of these boring projects because it is just so relieving to finally do them and get to wear something without risk of pinjury. With this newfound motivation from day 2, I'm thinking that I'm gonna get another pair of mini shorts done. Perfect timing for December. So this is a pair of thermal underwear that I also cut off to turn into shorts, and then completely forgot about in the back of my closet. As you can see, we are really serving diaper, and in order to change that, I know I need to get rid of all this excess fabric. I start by rolling up and marking out the areas of excess that need to be modified in chalk in order to have this cute little micro short fit. The top chalk line marks where the waistband needs to be lowered to, and the bottom line marks where the leg openings need to be raised up to. Once I was pleased with it, I pinned the waistband to the top chalk line and sewed it with a quick straight stitch. Just a reminder, if you're ever sewing anything with elasticity that you want to retain that elasticity, make sure to stretch the fabric as evenly as you can while sewing. After doing that and finishing the waistband, it's time to move on to the leg holes. Pinning them inside of the leg holes to the bottom chalk lines and then sewing them up with the top stitch. Trimming the excess, and finishing the edge with a zigzag. And now, they're all done! As you can see, I didn't lose any stretch to them, which is definitely important, but as I'm editing the video, I'm spotting that the waistband and leg holes could definitely use some ironing, so I'll probably also do that before wearing them out. Alternatively, you can just throw them in the wash, since wet cotton knit tends to settle into the folds of those seams and dry the same way as it would if you ironed it. So the past couple days have been a good warm-up, and now it's time for an item that I've been dreading. This tank top. I've been wanting a halter bodysuit for ages, and I got this halter top thinking that, it would really scratch that itch, but in the end, it just didn't fit quite right, and since I had it, I couldn't validate myself in making a bodysuit from scratch because I could just use this halter top and adjust it. I'm starting, as always, with marking in chalk how high I want the hips to go, and once I'm happy with the placement, it's time to cut that part out. Since I'm counting on the excess that we cut off to become the crotch part of the bodysuit, I want to cut it as symmetrically and economically as possible. To do that, I'm folding it along the vertical center line so that the side seams are matched to each other and centered with the front and back centers at the edges. Then I cut out this section and tried it on in order to measure how much I would need to add into the crotch for it to fit like a bodysuit. With that measurement, as well as the widths I needed, I'm aligning the extra panels I had cut off before in order to create a crotch panel that fulfills the necessary dimensions. After pinning and sewing those pieces together, it's time to make sure it works with the halter part. Once I was pleased with the fit, I rolled the raw edges under so that I could finish the hems nicely. Thankfully, they weren't too problematic and the bodysuit turned out super cute. So cute in fact that I actually ended up wearing it out that night and styled it with the sweater I rust dyed back in the summer, some cute little denim capris, and white cowboy boots. Today was a bit of a double whammy because I wanted to turn this skirt into a baby doll dress that I was going to wear out tonight, but I also needed to make a look and film a little promotional video for a friend's brand. And I wasn't quite sure what I was going to style with these shorts yet. Well, I decided to warm up with the skirt that I feel like looks a lot better with this placement in the style of a baby doll dress, but it was already a bit big on me at the hips, so it definitely needed to be made smaller. Well, thankfully, that's one of the easiest adjustments to do, so turning the dress inside out and then sewing some darts in along these lines, basically making the inner circumference of that top equal to my above bust measurement minus 2 inches, since the material is quite stretchy. If you have a smaller or bigger over bust measurement or more stretchy material or less stretchy material, you might need to adjust that length differently than me. So you really gotta just trial and error it. And with that, ta-da! All finished. Don't know if that one really counts because I was just sewing up the sides, but to be fair, I think a little bit of tailoring is what a lot of those thrift flip bin clothes need, and many are already a great item, but just need to fit you a little better. Anyways, back to these shorts. After digging through my bin, I found this top. I don't really know why I got it, because honestly, it's so far out of my normal style with the glitter and the bright colors, but maybe I was trying to keep the rapidly slipping away summer around. Unfortunately, I forgot about it, and now it's December, and the summer, she's slipped away. But luckily, I'm now looking forward to my trip to Mexico, so I think it'll be perfect for a beach bikini cover-up, little mini dress moment, as well as to be paired with these shorts for my friend's promo. My idea was to turn it into an asymmetrical sleeveless top, similar to this dress I made ages ago. Quick cheat whenever you have the thing that you want to base the thing you're making now off of. Just line up the dress over the top, mark out the zones to cut, and then trim the excess. Once again, I need to save everything that I'm cutting off because I have plans for those little scraps. But before that, I'm going to try it on, pin, and do any fit adjustments that are necessary to make it fit a bit more like a mini dress rather than a cut-off tee. Okay, we're back to the scraps. I had the idea to add in some shoulder pads because I feel like it would make the dress look a lot more intentional, and luckily I had some extras lying around that I had removed from an old jacket. But they were black, which wouldn't look too great with the white dress, so I used the scraps that I had cut off to create little pockets for the shoulder pads so that they blend in nicely. Then, after pinning them and trying it on to confirm the fit, I sewed them in place. I quickly filmed this little promo video for Chantier, my friend's brand. As you can see, very mobile, very flexible. Damn, that's 5 days and 6 items done. Honestly, it feels a little exhilarating. Normally, my projects take weeks and weeks between my full-time job and Read the Care Tag episodes. So despite how small these projects are, they're really rewarding. I guess it's like when you finish those little tasks you've been putting off for weeks. I guess it's like finishing those little tasks you've been putting off for weeks, like wiping down the baseboards or washing the garbage can, just things that you don't do that often but do need to get done. It makes you feel so accomplished, like you got something that's been weighing on you in the back of your mind finally done. Okay, so it's Saturday afternoon and I'm gonna be going out with some friends later. And by going out, I mean going to do parallel work at a cafe. And basically, I want to wear a cute little maxi pencil skirt that's comfy and also casual. And I think I have just the thing. Straight from your 2013 nightmares, it's jeggings! Okay, don't click off yet. I promise it'll be cute. Just give it a shot. If you think this is a fashion crime, make sure to let me know in the comments. So to start off, I have to unpick the inseam in order to create a flat front and back for a skirt. And pin the new fronts and backs in place, overlapping the panels, and tucking the raw hem under the edge. I also want to take a moment to address the fact that you might be noticing that at different points of this video, aka when it's me on camera versus working on the projects, you might be noticing that some things are getting rearranged. Yes, I did do all the sewing in 1 week, but that was all done in October and it's now December when I'm doing all the voiceovers and the editing, so that's why things might be looking a little different. I also wanted to say welcome to all my new subscribers. It feels a bit wild that I've surpassed 1,000 subscribers, and even though that's not a huge number, it's still really meaningful because it's very validating of the amount of work I'm putting into this and gives me some good accountability for working on my projects and doing them properly. So to everyone who's new here, welcome. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy my project videos as much as the Read the Care Tag episodes, but if not, there will be a Read the Care Tag episode coming out soon. So after all that sappiness, basically what I did here was pin the new front and backs in place and sewed it up, making sure that I did 2 top stitches 3mm apart over those seams in order to evoke classic denim trademark finishes. And with that, here she is! Cute and comfy, recipe for a lasting place in my closet. Also, you might have noticed that there's a little slit in the back center bottom. It's important to include that if you don't want to be completely hobbled when you walk in a skirt this narrow. Unless, of course, that's what you're going for. Well, here we are, day 7. I can't believe I managed to get myself to do all of these in a row. Cause I do have a love to start a new 6-month project every day and hate to do the small yet necessary project syndrome. But even though they were smaller, I'm still pretty tired after this week. And I figured for the last day, let's take these boring, slim-fit Adidas joggers and turn them into some fun, oversized, chunky shorts. I started off with lining up the bottom of the pant leg to the crotch, since the plan was to cut off the pants at this point and then rotate the bottom pant leg into the crotch to increase the size of the pants. So I went ahead and cut them off under the watchful eye of Marbeau. Seam ripped the inseam of both the cut-off pants and the shorts. And since I didn't want to do any actual patterning, I started by just sewing the cut-off panels together, making sure the stripes lined up well. And then doing some pinning and marking and pinning and marking in front of the mirror to get a fit I was pleased with. I realized I also needed to tailor the waist, so after doing that, trimming the excess, my week was all finished. And that's all the pieces. I'm happy with almost everything. I do think the shorts of the last day suffered a little from me not doing any real patterning work on them and just pinning them in place. I do think the fit could be better, but they are more so just to be a comfy item that looks a little more fun, and I'll probably just end up mostly wearing them to the gym or around the house. I did try to pick all the items that I was going to use this week in a way that would style well together. I did, of course, had to use some other pieces to style with them. So let me know what you think, both of the items and the outfits. Did you love them? Did you hate them? Do you think I should do this again? Let me know in the comments, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Maya Ginsberg and at ReadTheCareTag. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.
La jeunesse, tu dois parler tout le temps et